is season 3 of Whatever She's Having with Linda Hoffner and
Claire Sumadiwaria.
And we're here to talk about being fearless, showing up for ourselves, and being a champion for other women's success.
Wow. Final season of season 3, my friend.
I know. Final episode. How did that happen? We made it through another 6 episodes.
Do you remember the first episode we did in the cafe?
Oh, God.
How
Now you're
exciting
going way
was?
back to season 1, first episode, which was rough.
Okay, you think it's rough? I think it was brilliant. I believe it was brilliant because it was me and you at our rawest form, where
True.
we literally didn't know anything about anything. And then you
100%.
bought the set and you just learned everything, and then you just did everything. And then to this day, friends, she still doesn't let me help with anything. I was like, "Do you want me to help?" No, I got it. I was like, "Okay, you got it." But she really got it literally every time.
You know,
you do got it.
I'm going to channel my inner Tanji in that the story is in the failures, right?
Yes, yeah.
And so did we do it perfectly? No, but it makes the memory of it so much more beautiful to know where we started and where we are now, and this beautiful space, and having professionals assist us and make us look good, sound good, and all the things that we had dreamt about for this podcast.
Yeah.
And even knowing that there's still so much more we can do.
There's so much.
Yeah, now we're all excited about what we can do as we progress. So we'll have to, explore a season 4.
Yeah.
But for now, I want to just think about all the amazing things that's happened just in this short season, right? Our seasons are very short. We get that. We do what we can as working moms and busy professionals to make this happen. So our seasons are 6 episodes. That's not a lot, but for us, that's what we can manage.
Yes. And then I think that we believe that we work really hard to make sure that every episode is enjoyable for us to make, right? And
Yeah.
then and also the whole process is still enjoyable. I think that's the most important thing, because sometimes I think that we want to make sure there's you focus on about the output versus the outcome. And then so we focus a lot about we need to get this done, and we need to get to next stop, taking our kids to something and taking care of business at work and everywhere we have to be. But for this, it's just purely ours. And then for our friendship, for our fellow friends who join us on the episodes, it's just purely friendship, and then the moment of pure joy. And that is I think it's the goal of our episode. Every episode has to be really enjoyable, and we enjoy the things we do. And then I know you think it's really hard, a lot of things we are learning, but I think that my friend, you do such a great job learning all these things, and I am so proud of you for all the things you're doing. And then on top of this, and on top of everything else, it's really inspirational.
Well, thank you. And I think what I love about this being our final episode is this. I once had a friend tell me, actually recently, to make sure to celebrate the wins that have happened. So often we're just jumping to the next thing, right?
Yeah.
We're already thinking about season 4. Are we going to do it? And what are we going to talk about or whatever? But having this time in this episode to just celebrate the wins that we've had. And we've had so many wins this season.
We did.
I mean, we've been so blessed with support and love from our community. Since we've taped this, we participated in the 425. We showed the magazine on what was it, episode 1 or 2?
Yeah.
That we were 425 Women to Watch, and we've since had that event. And how special and cool was that to be up on stage together, talking about our friendship, talking about how we met, how we support each other, and inspiring other women to, find those friends who can dream big dreams with and be authentic with.
I was just watching the video. I was rewatching the video
You were?
yesterday about the 425 Woman to Watch.
Yeah.
I feel for our episode, podcast, I think it's really nice. I'm not a really sentimental, emotional person.
Oh,
but,
I'm a baby.
but I love, and I love to go see beautiful things that we created together. And then when we see the video, when I was looking at, you know, having that opportunity almost in the audience, look at what we, like us on stage, talk about friendship, talk about how true we stay with each other and with our community. I think that is priceless. And it's priceless. And also I think that, you know, when we see the expression on our face, when we tell our stories, how much pride and how much enjoyment and pure of I guess respect and inspiration we have for each other and for the, you know, the audience. I think it's such a beautiful thing to look at. And I think I know we ran really over time.
Oh my gosh, can you believe how long our segment was?
18 minutes. Okay, so our requirement was like 10 minutes? Is that what they wanted?
8 to 10 max.
Yeah, it went by so fast.
It went by
so fast. And it was such a great experience. And I cannot imagine doing that with anybody else in this world. I think that, yeah, right? And
it would not be the same.
It would not be the same. And the experience, it was amazing. And also the fellow speakers on that
so
cover
incredible.
magazine, every one of them story is so unique. And then so full of like resilience, bravery and resilience. Like there's just so much going on. Like I have to learn and capture my breath and trying to be like, oh, wow, they're doing so much. They're all really amazing.
Yeah. You know, the comments that I got from people afterward that came up and thanked us for speaking were, I had several people say, it is so clear how much you respect each other. Mm-hmm. And that to me solidified the importance of having respectful friendships. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of a funny thing to say because in theory you think you respect your friends, but then I look back on like some of the friendships I had where I didn't feel respected for who I was. Mm-hmm. And it was again more of a transactional friendship or relationship. Yeah. And I'm just so grateful that I do feel that respect from you. And that's like what fuels me to keep exploring different sides of myself is that I know that you'll respect me no matter what I do, as long as it's not crazy, which hopefully I'm not doing weird and
I do root for you when you be crazy though. I love that.
As long as I'm not breaking the law or something. No, I know that you will love and respect me and the decisions that I make or the challenges that I choose to take on, right?
Well, in case it's for a good cause, I will bail you out. Okay? It's just we cannot do those illegal things together. That would be no good.
Perfect.
Okay?
Then nobody will be able to bail each other out.
We can help each other out.
We have Nate now.
Yes,
Nate can bail us out.
Oh, he does something crazy. We have to bail him out.
Yeah, that might
we just have to leave one out of the picture.
One of the
for
three.
His birthday, for the concert. You can, Okay, I mean, I got you. Okay,
perfect.
After my commission meeting, I'm like all safe to help.
Yeah, before every event, we'll be like, "Who's the bailer?
Who's the DD?
Who's the DD bailer?"
I love that.
Oh my gosh! So the week leading up to that event, actually, we had another really incredible moment, and having the opportunity to be on Q13 Studio Live with Maria Garcia and Carly Henderson. That was an experience that I'll never forget either.
You know, it's okay. So it's the first time I'm actually on a show. There's two hosts.
Yeah,
I've been on luckily I've been on TV like a few times.
You're like a local celeb.
I don't know about that, but you know, I think I'm just really lucky that people see what we do about it. So we got invited because of the great work we're doing. And then usually it's never two hosts, and then I feel like that was so special because I went with you. Yeah, there's two of us together doing the show, and then our first time on TV, it was with two hosts as well. Yeah. And there's like connection and chemistry between the two hosts. It's very clear. They work really well together, just like us, right? Yeah. So when they asked the question, the flow was so easygoing. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's cool about things like that is, you know, thanks to modern technology, like our future generations will get to watch what Grandma Claire and Grandma Linda did on TV, which is really special because you know, it's an era where those milestones are documented. Even our 425 speech will forever live on YouTube, right? Yes. And our children can, you know, watch that and be a part of it when they understand like what it is that Mom and Auntie Claire like do together, right? Mm-hmm. And what impact they're making. So I love the the idea that it lives beyond us.
Yeah.
And that it can live out there to inspire other people too. So
I mean, we were on Times Square ads. That was like a
let's
great
talk
moment.
about Times Square.
Yes. I do think, I feel like it was so surreal. And then when I turn around, I see our whole like group from the B-Day were like rooting for us and cheering. It would make me like get teary eyed.
Yeah.
I
was fighting tears for sure.
Yeah.
And let's just give our audience like some perspective on what we're talking about. So we were in New York together recently as part of a Bellevue Downtown Association study tour. And on a whim, I'm a very whimsical dreamer. I was like
us now, more like me now, just do it on a whim now. I love it.
Yeah. I was like, Claire, we're going to be in New York. The itinerary has us in Times Square. We cannot pass up this opportunity to get our podcast up in Times Square. And so I did some research, looked into it, and made it happen. And we knew that, based on the email that I got, that we'd be the 7th minute of the hour. And so it was like clockwork. Claire and I were like, you guys, we have to be here at 3:07 p.m.
Yeah.
And initially the group was going to have already gone past that section in Times Square. And our tour, our leader, Matt Jack, I was like, okay, well, you guys go on. We'll find you. Claire and I have to be here. Well, because of the speaker who was leading us to Times Square was really, she was such a storyteller, and she just kind of kept telling her story.
Yeah.
And it was perfect timing, because as the group got to where Claire and I were waiting for the ad to come up, the ad came up and everybody got to watch it and film it and cheer for us. And, for a brief moment, like, it felt like a celebrity moment for us. Like, oh my God, we're in Times Square. Like, this is so cool. So I'll never forget that, because it was kind of a bold thing to do. Right. And we could have, we were with a group of 50 some people. Yeah. We could have been judged or ridiculed or whatever for having, set that up, but we weren't. And we took the risk of just living authentically to who we are, and we're kind of bold and wild and dreamers.
We are bold and wild. I actually had feeling like clear, between us, also to other people, I feel like we can be vulnerable. Yeah. To be honest, I felt the same way. Like, going leader, I was like, what if they think of something out of us, right? They could be judged and thinking and then I was like, you know what, I feel like this group of people, I have faith that these people come to the trip because they care about the community. So they are our people. It should be okay. And also, end of the day, I'm doing this with my best friend. Right. So what?
I don't care.
If we're going to be judged, we're going to be judged. That's fine. I think that going into it, I was really focusing. I think I was worried. And then I was thinking about, I was literally just holding on to you, just pretending the world just not there, just me and you. Yeah. And that moment, it was special. It's really special for us. And one day you turn around, you see our team, I would say our whole group, our tribe was behind us, and they were taking pictures. They were treating us oh, we're really proud of you. Even sure, we it was a strategic plan to put on there. But still, I think it's the effort we put in there. And then we want to know that, we work hard for this moment. And then we want to make sure that our podcast is seen. Because I think as women, a lot of times we're afraid to be seen, and then we're afraid to be loud and bold, right? Yeah. It's hard to do that. And then I think that we're doing together, and then you realize there's a validation behind it. It is okay to be just like us. Yep. It is okay. Yeah.
It's okay. And it's, it inspired, one of the group members to do something for his kids who were flying in the next day, and to surprise him. And so, you just never know what moments you're going to inspire somebody. And it also prompted a lot of questions from people we didn't know very well, who didn't know we had a podcast, and gave us, an opportunity to share what we were doing with them. So I just thought it was all around a beautiful moment and such a fun experience. Yeah. So that's one of my highlights for sure.
It is definitely. I feel like we're really blessed that there's a lot of highlights going on this season.
Yeah.
Right? how many weeks is that? 2 weeks, 3 weeks right now? Like, I mean, November, the
it's
first
3.
Sunday of November, we are having our Women's Empower Night. We had to change it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we have a new date.
Yes. So by the time this airs, it will have already come and gone.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
But
we're not
we
changing
did-
the dates again.
we're
because
not
it's time
changing
we're
the date.
firm.
But I think that's a big, bold move, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people putting on a lot of events right now.
Yes.
There's a little bit of, market fatigue with that. And we're going to do it anyway.
We are gonna do
even
it.
if it's Claire and I sitting in the zoo together with the animals.
With animals.
We're going to do it anyway.
What's your favorite animal? I actually
Oh
never
my God.
asked you
You
this
don't-
question. What is your favorite animal?
Oh, the gorilla.
Why?
Since I
wanna
was a
know why.
little girl, I somehow saw a documentary with Jane Goodall, and I was infatuated. Like, I thought the gorillas were the most beautiful creature, and they, there's a lot of the same mannerisms and movements that they make, and how they raise and protect their children, and all of these things that were just so fascinating to me. But I mean, maybe I was like 8 when I first got my first gorilla book, because I loved Jane Goodall, and I just find them such beautiful creatures. It is on my bucket list to go to Africa and see the gorillas for sure. How about you?
So did you well, I have one more question
Okay.
for you. So was King Kong your favorite movie then? When it came out?
No, I don't like that kind of like the dramatized gorilla.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad. Animal. That's actually a really great question.
Well, you asked it. So.
I know. I always do this though. I don't know if you notice. Like, I usually ask people questions, and then when you come back to me, I have no answer. I don't have a favorite animal. I think I like animal who are really misunderstood. Like, okay, give you an example.
Okay, give me an example.
When I was younger, I really like snake, where all the kids was really scared of snakes.
Yeah.
Because for me, I feel like
Was the underdog?
Huh?
He was the underdog. The snake was the underdog?
No, I just feel they're very beautiful.
Okay.
They're just very beautiful. The skin's very beautiful.
They
and
are
then
beautiful.
they're very beautiful. And then sometimes doesn't matter how small, they're actually very powerful. They could be deadly sometimes. I think maybe even animal people think in common eyes lens think it's like really ugly animal or something like really useless. I like those kind of animals because I just feel like, oh, there's always use for everything, like any animal. I mean, other than fly, please. Like, I hate fly.
Or
But-
mosquitoes.
no, I do not like mosquito. But I would say I like all animals. I mean, there's no animal I don't really like. But yeah, when I was little, I actually really liked snake. I thought they were so fascinating because all the skin, they change color and then different sizes. And then you have to be you want to see close, but it's very mesmerizing, but you can't come so close because you might get hurt.
We had the reptile guy at the Spring District a couple years ago in the summer before one of the movie nights. And he had his big boa.
Ooh.
And I put it around my neck. And it's a really interesting feeling to have this big, like you said, powerful animal that literally all it had to do was,
Choke
cross it itself and choke me.
Yeah.
But he was so calm and sweet, and the texture of their skin is so unique. It just feels like nothing you've ever felt before. And they are quite beautiful creatures.
Yeah.
So I see where the appreciation is. But we will be having some kind of surprise animal guest at our event, which is very exciting.
Yes, we are going to have an animal encounter after we check in. And then the event, I think something that I feel like we're doing really well, we're highlighting different women from different areas, right? There's speakers, there is small business owners, they can talk about, their business, kind of showcasing it. And also I think it's a good community building where it's not always about networking and finding that business opportunity. I think it's really great that there's a lot of opportunity these days for any kind of business have networking events. For me, I think maybe it's my personality. I think that building a connection to me is like the most important thing, to having that connection with the community that actually like shares what our value is. And then I think the networking part will naturally come after that.
Totally.
Because we want each other to thrive and also do really well in business.
And we want to, positive people want to be around positive.
Exactly.
Right? So.
Exactly.
Okay, so I brought us a little something special.
Thank you.
Um,
I'm being very thirsty. I've been like waiting for that.
yes.
Keep eyeing
So
it.
here's our whatever she's having glasses, a gift from our season 1 sponsor,
Yes.
Leadership Eastside. So shall we do a toast to our
We
season?
should. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to say I am so proud of us for continuing in this journey. Again, we thought long and hard about this before we started season 3. And I loved my favorite moments of this were bringing in special guests. And we talked about doing this, and we did it a couple times when we were in season 2, and it was just audio. But finding, 2 new friends and special guests to bring on and hearing their stories, it like re-energized me into what this podcast could be as a story sharing platform. So cheers to us and our storytelling.
I want to make a toast to us, of course, and also our priority putting us first, like
Yes.
us as friends, moms together, and then just growing in this community together. And also, I think that I am really proud to be here with you. And then because I think that doesn't matter what's going on, we always find time for each other. And I felt that it's a friendship that continuously push each other to become a better person, where we never compete, but because we're doing good things, it's also inspiring each other to do more things together.
Yeah,
And that's really special.
that's really special.
Yeah, cheers to that.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, and we have to end the season with a quote.
Okay.
Ready?
I do like your quotes a lot.
Okay, the quote is, "Growth is never by mere chance. It's the result of forces working together." And that's by James Cash Penney. And you and I are a force
We are
working
forced
together. Okay, until next season now.
I know, right? See ya.
See ya.